What's going on, guys? It's ETA Prime back here again. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Sharpin. This is known as a tabletop or a Bartop Pinball Arcade machine powered by Android. They actually offer two different models, the Sharpin Ultra Light and the Sharpin Ultra. Even though these are powered by Android, you still have the ability to plug in a PC and run Future, Visual Pinball, or whatever your favorite Virtual Pinball software is. It'll work on both machines. I've had the pleasure to test this out for the last few weeks, and this is actually a development unit. So it's not as refined as the final product would be, and it doesn't contain all of the buttons that you're going to get. Now at first I was a bit skeptical about pinball on Android. You know, I've tested it on tablets in the past, but I gotta say it's come a long way. And with a unit like this, it makes it much more enjoyable. I've been using Pinball Arcade, Zen Pinball, and Willams Pinball. All of them function perfectly fine on this unit, and I've been having a blast with this little machine. So like I mentioned, this is a developer unit, but we have the basic design down, minus the extra buttons. The one in my possession only has 3 buttons in total, but the final product will have 7. 3 main buttons in the front, and 2 on each side. As for the specs, we have dual stereo speakers, a 24-inch IPS 1080p display, and the whole unit is powered by Android. The higher-end units will use a Rockchip 3399 with 4 gigs of RAM, and the lower-end units are probably going to be using something like the S905Y2. But I have tested some pinball in the past on that chip, and it works perfectly fine. But remember, with the Lite version and the Ultra version, you can actually plug in a PC and use your favorite Virtual Pinball software, and it even has the ability to use back glass as a marquee. So let's go ahead and take a look at this thing. I'm running the Willams Pinball app here. I personally prefer using the Willams Pinball app or Zen Pinball. It's made by the same company. Pinball Arcade is also fully compatible with this machine, but I personally prefer using Zen Pinball or Willams here. I have all of the effects on, and as you can see, I do have my marquee on screen. I set it to the medium size, but you could go large if you want to. I just didn't want to block a lot of the screen. Overall, performance here is stellar with all the tables I've tested so far. Here we have Pinball Arcade. It's fully compatible with this machine. I'm not a big fan of Pinball Arcade on Android, mainly because it just doesn't look as good to me as Zen Pinball does. But as you can see, performance is great with this app anyway. Moving over to some Zen Pinball, this is the Back to the Future table. All the effects look great here. Haven't noticed any slowdown whatsoever, and it sounds pretty awesome. It's got those dual stereo speakers built in, and they're really loud. I actually had to turn it down a bit.
If you're gonna shoot the ball, why not do it with some skill? Wait a minute, Doc. If I drive straight towards the screen, I'm gonna crash into those Indians. Artie, you're not thinking fourth-dimensionally. You'll instantly be transported to 1885 and those Indians won't even be there.
You're Mad Dog 10.
So I know this really isn't set up for retro gaming, but I can't leave well enough alone, and there's really no reason why we can't play any vertical shooters on this machine. So I've installed RetroArch and connected my Bluetooth controller, just so I could get into a little bit of gaming here. We're going to start up Dudonpachi. I'm using the FBA core, and it runs and looks amazing on this machine. So overall, me and my whole family have been having a lot of fun with this machine. I actually put it downstairs because it's small enough to fit on my bar top, and it's easy enough for anyone to use. If you're thinking about getting a hold of one of these, I'll leave a link in the description to the website. These will be shipping by the end of March 2020, and I will have a full review video coming up as soon as I can get my hands on one of the final versions with more buttons and the different revisions that have been done to this. Sharpin itself isn't a big company, and that's really what I like about it. This is done by one guy out of Austria. I'm not sure if he has any employees yet, but hopefully he can sell some of these and hire somebody. They have the light version and the ultra version here. For the light version, it's 299 euros, shipping March 2020. Like I mentioned, it's got a lower end CPU, but we do have that 24-inch IPS display, dual stereo speakers, and it's all inside of a CNC cut cabinet. And there's also the Sharpin Ultra for 499 euros. This has a higher end CPU, so you can run higher end Android games, and all of these effects that come along with Zen Pinball, Willams Pinball, and even Pinball Arcade. Dual stereo speakers, 24-inch 1080p IPS display, and with both of these units you can connect an external PC in case you want to use something like Visual Pinball. So that's pretty much it for my first video on the Sharpin Virtual Pinball Machine. I'm definitely loving this thing. As soon as I get my hands on the final product, I will be doing a full review video, and I also want to connect a PC and test out some Visual Pinball. I'm going to be using a lower end Ryzen APU build, and hopefully it handles it just fine. I got a feeling it will, but we'll have to see when we get to it. So that's pretty much it for this video, guys. I really appreciate you watching. I will leave links to the website in the description in case you want to learn more. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. But like always, thanks for watching.